It's technical.
Yeah, you know, the
RPS.
RPS of a Samus main.
Dude, pick paper every time. They'll just throw a rock.
They'll just throw out rocks that, like, aren't quite, like, hard enough to break really thick paper. Like, you just get more paper, and then rocks can't break them.
That's right.
You know? Like, it'll take the rock a long time to work through all that paper.
I wrote a freaking essay on rock, and that's why I have a lot of paper. Because I have pages upon pages of frame data upon...
Holy shit, dude. Not only do you have pages and pages of paper, but the paper is all about the rock.
Yeah. I even have a subchapter about Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Holy shit, dude.
Tom, kill him! Nice edge cancel. Ooh.
Dude, I'm so sad that my controller is fucking broken.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
I might need to try and take the stick box out of my other controller that I have that I know the stick bot works in, and then get it replaced. I don't know how to replace stick boxes, though. Is it hard?
Yeah, I feel like it's hard. It takes soldering? Yeah, I mean, it is in there.
Really?
Yeah.
My dad could probably do it for me. Just give my dad a YouTube video and a soldering iron, he could do anything.
You just give him a tablet and then a soldering iron. Like, do it.
Yeah, he's a madman.
I've seen your dad in your gaming chair. He's a memester just like you.
He is a memester.
The apple did not fall far from the tree.
My dad's incredible. Shout out to dads everywhere.
Shoutouts to dads. Shoutouts to the dad of DFW Melee, Trey Fondren.
I still remember when my dad completely changed my mindset about Melee.
Yes, tell that story.
Well, it was like, you know that one year where I took Melee pretty competitively? It was like 2 years ago, I think. I was really frustrated about like people who just kind of ran from me a lot. And then my dad was like, I was talking to my dad about it in the car, and after listening to it for a little while, he was like, well, I mean, if they're just going to run away all the time, why don't you just, like, go after them? And I was like, well, I mean, you do, but you, like, miss. They run away from you. And he was like, well, I mean, like if you know they're going to get out, maybe you can, like, do what you're already doing, but more. And I was just like, wow. Thanks, Dad. And then I thought about it for a little while, and then I actually went to his room and was like, actually, thank you. And then I went to Monday Night Melee and trashed the 3 people that usually shit on me because I was just like, wait, if I just dash one more time and then nair, I hit them.
You just did it, but more.
Yeah. He was like, maybe you're like too far away all the time, you know? I mean, if they can just run all the time, then even if you like predict it, then maybe you're too far away. And I was like, wow, Dad, you know what? You're exactly right. You don't play video games at all. Why do you know that? My dad is sick. He's also the best Portal player on the planet.
Really?
Yep.
Ooh, cheeky.
Dude, he beat Portal in the way that Portal is not meant to be beat. And I remember watching him do it and going like, oh my god, what is happening? He would do like high APM double teleports. It was insane.
Your dad speed runs. What?
He was also apparently not bad at Quake when he played.
That makes sense. They're like sort of the same engine.
Oh. What? I mean, that's pretty smart.
Yeah, they're right. Why don't you play ICs?
Hamlin just told us that his parents watch him getting wobbled, and they're like, why don't you play that character?
Wait,
yeah,
Hamlin.
It seems really good.
Why don't you play Ice Climbers? No, I really want the answer. So what you're saying is you value fun over winning. Haha! I got you, Hamlin. Get tricked.
Idiot.
Good games, dude. Good games.
Polish
I'll see you
mortal.
in Grands. Street Fighter. Hey.
Dude, honestly, sometimes input from people who have literally no idea what you're talking about can be some of the most, like, pure and unbiased input.
Exactly. Because they have no idea. Like, they'll just... Sometimes it's shit. Like, let's be honest.
Well,
Sometimes
most of the
it's pretty
time it
trash.
is, but sometimes it's just, like, gold. Like, my dad's saying, why don't you just, like, hit them differently. Or like if you know they're gonna do it, but they're always too far away, you say, why aren't you like closer? And I was like, well, you know what? I don't know actually.
Dude, if
And
I
then you think about it, and because you know what's going on,
right.
you can figure it out.
you
But
like
it's-
apply that to your normal practices, and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, but my dad,
Oh, it's a bum.
my dad legitimately taught me how to deal with Dash Dance campers as Captain Falcon,
Dash in again.
or just be closer all the time.
Dude, if I told my dad that like I really hate Puff versus Samus Dad, he'd be like, you played them damn video games too much, boy. Why don't you get a job? Thanks, Dad.
That's sick. I don't think my dad has ever said anything like that to me.
My dad's a poopy face.
I talk to my dad about video games like all the time, and he has no fucking idea what I'm talking about literally ever. But he's always like, "That's pretty nice, son.
Dude,
That's pretty funny, I think."
let's go. Mr. Steinway, the supportive savant.
Dude, shout outs to my dad, honestly. Shout outs to my grandma too.
Dude, shoutouts to your grandma.
Shout outs to grandmas everywhere. Oh.
Oh, that's last stock Stitch. I hope he pulls a Stitch, so it's a last stock Stitch. Stitch.
What's the sitch?
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
It's a stitch.
It's a Stitch.
Here's 33 damage. That's how I imagine it's like when Armada pulls a Stitch. Just like a robot voice just goes like beep 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 beep,
It's a
calibrating. 33 damage to opponent.
Ooh, that was cheeky, dude. He like did the B and it pushed him back enough to just grab ledge.
Dude, Pitt's jabs are doing fucking work right now. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Rip. That's rip, dude. I can't believe that clanked. I can't believe that clanked. Wait.
The sad thing is that barring some pretty bad DI, Pitt's actually pretty far away from dying right now.
Yes. Well, wait, was that a Stitch? Hey.
No, I'm pretty sure it was a dot ice.
He got
Never mind.
what was that about Pit not dying?
I didn't think he would just get hit by like
The dab?
teleport across the stage Dabberino. Yeah.
That was a P.
I feel like if you're going to be picking turnips and throwing them at like a cornered Luigi, you should just keep picking them and throwing them. Is this cyberpunk chromatic aberration? Fuck, it is. Although the real retro futuristic punk aspect is when it starts having Japanese and Chinese signs, and they're like neon signs with chromatic aberration, except the neon signs are always flickering because in the retro future everything sucks.
Yeah.
Nothing works, but everybody has flying cars. Dude, for real. You know, I actually read something really interesting about somebody who like was an artist and talks about retrofuturism all the time, and he was talking about how like a lot of people think that the idea behind retrofuturism is that like the general apathy in the world as like, you know, you can go to different planets and stuff like that goes down or goes up. And in that sense, you know, sure, we have flying cars and stuff like that, and things are advancing, but there are planets where those advancements are being made and spread, and then the rest of the planets are stagnant and become like that. And then it just turns into the period of time where, like, people are about, like, yes, you know, we are in the future, we have flying cars, but no, we don't particularly care that we all use fax machines. You know, like...
No, dude.
I don't know. It's like a weird disconnect because, you know, not only will societies will be split in ways that like they can't be split right now. I thought it was kind of cool. Oh, invisible
biggest
ceiling.
ICP. Don't get me talking about fax machines. We still use fax machines.
Dude, I know.
It tilts me.
Yeah. It makes some sense in Japan.
Does it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Email. No, email. Email.
I mean, isn't faxing just emailing to a printer?
Yes.
Manga is still drawn. What else would it be drawn on? Dude, come on. Hand drawn has.
But with
No,
lead.
no. But I mean, like
It's
hand
really
drawn with
there.
like a pen. That's a style, man.
That is style.
Hand-drawn anime is a good example of that. Hand-drawn anime looks so different than modern anime.
Give an example. I'm sure I know what it looks like. I just don't.
Cowboy Bebop.
That's hand drawn.
Pretty sure.
Cowboy Bebop.
And stuff from that time period. Cell shading.
Wow, nice one, Pit. You dropped it.
Yeah.
This is a really like
Dude,
laid back.
Cell shading? No, I know what you're talking about. Cell shading was actually super sick, and I learned about it when I was watching Scooby-Doo when I was a kid. Because you could always tell where the monster was going to come from because it was slightly brighter. But that's just because their cell shading was very below budget.
Yes.
Also, they were really, really low budget, and when they didn't have time to draw the faces in, they would actually spend the least time drawing Shaggy's face, interestingly enough.
Well,
Which is why he just looks high as fuck, like, all the time, because somebody drew that face in, like, literally 5 seconds.
they were like, all right.
Because they were going through, thousands of frames, just drawing the dude's face over and over again. And they couldn't do that with Velma because she has glasses.
Yep.
They couldn't do that with Daphne because she's supposed to be the pretty one. They couldn't do that with Freddy because he's supposed to be the hunk.
Do you think?
They couldn't do that with Scooby because he's a fucking dog.
Do you think that's why like they've had so much Shaggy and Scooby screen time? So like think of all the times like you're watching Scooby-Doo and like the gang splits up, right?
Right.
Like 90% of the screen time's on Scooby and Shaggy. Like always.
Yeah, that's why Scooby and Shaggy got their own shows, like several times.
Easy to draw.
No, because I mean their faces were better drawn in those shows. It's because they were really beloved characters.
That too.
I mean, Scooby is a beloved character because he's a dog. Shaggy's a beloved character because he's funny.
That's true.
Like, his voice is hilarious. He tells jokes. He's a big fraidy cat, even though he's huge.
He's not huge. He's just tall. Oh, he is. He's Hamlin's dog.
Dude, whenever a Peach pulls a Stitch, the first thing that shoots through my brain is just Scooby going like, "Ruggy."
Studebacher. Well, that was a pretty good Scooby impression. Food fight! Studebacher.
Studebacher's bullying his sisters. Whoa! Raggy!
Oh my god,
like
M.
Zoink Scoop!
M with the godlike Shaggy impression.
Like Zoinks, dude!
Can we stop?
Oh no!
Why?
Luigi's actually Shaggy. Oh, he is like a lanky, tall guy who probably smokes a lot. Do you think he makes... Dude, his sandwiches always look delicious in that show. You know what I'm talking about? The really tall
big ones with like all of the
and then he would like
condiments and
unhinge his jaw like a demonic snake and then just consume it all in one. Is Shaggy a
no,
oh,
he is.
Wait. No. Okay. I don't think he is because he doesn't have like an internal struggle that he improves upon. He's always the scared man.
That's true. Shaggy is very static.
If anybody's the protagonist in that show, it's Scrappy-Doo.
Yes, because he becomes evil.
He's also an antagonist.
Yeah, the movie is canon, dude.
Yeah, pretty sure.
I mean, why not?
Well, because it's live action, and I hated that.
Yes.
Although,
also,
they did a pretty good job with the casting in that movie.
Yeah, they did.
And then the TV show ones were, like, so bad. Like, actually the worst ones imaginable.
What?
I have seen all Scooby-Doo lore.
Oh my god. Why is Nathan a Scooby-Doo curator?
Scooby-Doo curator? Oh my goodness.
Let's go Melee.
Gracious. Let's go Melee.
Give him the Melee, dude.
Dude, do you remember that episode of Scooby-Doo where they went to find Dracula, basically? Wait, have you seen the Scooby and Shaggy exclusive one where they go to Transylvania and like race cars? Dude, what the fuck?
I have seen.
Have you guys not seen that? It's so good. Yeah, I do remember that one too.
Evil Angry Shaggy. That sounds.
There was
cool.
also the actually scary one that was like Zombie Island. That one was like gritty. No, it was animated. There might have been an live-action Zombie Island one, but the one I was talking about was like one where they had to show it on Toonami because it was like too scary for Cartoon Network. It was like actually kind of scary. They had an
No.
N64 Scooby-Doo game.
Dude, this is
Yeah, that show was actually kind of creepy. I didn't watch that show until I was like 16, and the whole time I was like, oh my god. This is horrifying. Yeah, like that episode where oh no! That episode where they start like where they get trapped in this bubble of like filth, you know? And there's that like one really filthy guy who just pollutes everything and everybody gets sick. That episode like stuck with me, man. That show changes a man. Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh, Courage. You're talking about Courage. The slab? Yeah, dude, me too.
That one was really scary. I really hated the World Eater one where it was like this giant world-eating monster that could only be held off by Muriel playing the sitar. I hated that.
So is Courage the Cowardly Dog in like Lovecraftian horror era? Is that like what the...
Well, there is some Lovecraftian elements, yeah,
Yeah,
but it's like pretty varied, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it has a bunch of stuff, I guess.
It's actually based in the middle of nowhere.
Correct. With his...
Oh, I hated the monkey one where they would just like you found out that the society was actually run by like tyrannical monkeys that controlled everything from behind the scenes, and it was like a banana people society, and the monkeys would like peel the banana people and eat them. That show fucked me up.
Dude, Courage is definitely...
I think about that show often.
Courage is definitely a treat. And by a treat, I mean... My god, who thought that show was okay for kids?
What? Which one?
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Ripperoni.
What a close set. Even though he might have got a Stitch face, I'm wondering if interacting there was the right choice.